Carmine Gallo. Thank you to Romania for inviting me to share my ideas with you. I would love to visit your beautiful country when we're free to travel again. I enjoy the architecture and the spirit of its people. Like here in America, your history is one of highs and lows, of adversity and triumph. Don't lose that spirit, especially during a pandemic, that spirit of optimism and bravery. You know, it's easy to be positive when times are good, but true heroes rise in times of adversity. Your ideas will drive the country forward, but ideas need a storyteller to advocate for them, and that's you. Storytelling is the single best tool that we have as human beings to transfer our ideas to one another, and most importantly, to inspire people to act on those ideas. As an author, I have taken a deep dive into behavioral psychology. If you think about it, it's a fundamental topic for someone like me. If I do not understand how your brain works, then I cannot help you communicate your ideas as effectively as possible. So here's what we know from psychology that brings me hope in a crisis, and I think it might help you too. One, bad is stronger than good. That means we are attracted to bad news because we see it as a threat. We are hardwired to respond to threats. You may have heard of it as the fight or flight response. Our heart rate goes up, our palms begin to sweat. We get anxious and fearful. The secret is to balance the bad news with the good. Your mind is what you feed it. I like reading books that lift my spirits, and that's why in all of my books I have stories of famous heroes and everyday heroes, but people who challenge you to greatness. I think it's important to read those kind of books. Second, visualize a positive future. There's something called availability bias in the psychology literature. It simply means that we tend to forecast the future based on what we're seeing today, what's available to us today. So if you see only bad news, you tend to think the future is bad. Well, if the future is not here yet, then why choose the gloomy outlook? Why not think of a positive view that will shape your actions today, your decisions, which will ultimately shape your future success? And finally, here's another psychology tactic that I use. Be the hero of your own story. The human mind is constantly looking for meaning in events. You are in control of the story that you tell yourself. What's the next chapter of that story? You are the creator of that story. And every great story has a challenge to overcome, a villain to vanquish. The bigger the challenge, the greater the glory. So write an empowering story and live your best life. I'm Carmine Gallo, and thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to share some ideas with you beautiful listeners and the audiobook listeners and my readers in Romania. Thank you, and I hope to visit you.